with the Women's Center. Quick, let's see. I took a quick vacay to DC. Elderly care. This is Connecticut Housewives. Connecticut Housewives. Housewives of Connecticut. And I'm Nubia. And of course, I'm waiting for my sister to come on. She's sending me texts over here. We're also going to be talking about some. Her church did an artesian pictures thing from 10 to 4. And let's see what else. Shout out to, I read this somewhere. It says, shout out to anyone and everyone speaking good about us supporting us behind our back. We just appreciate the support. We appreciate, there she is. We appreciate all the people that come on and they share their 1 hour with us every week on Tuesday. So that's what I'm talking about today.
Thank you.
Let's see. And we have a lot of things that we want to talk about today. Collagen, and my sister was saying something about BlackSeedBitters and soursop. So we have a lot of things that's going on today. We're happy that you're here with us. And I'm going to turn my volume down on my phone so that it doesn't keep. So how you doing, sis? How you doing? As you can tell, I'm in the attic. You look nice and we're bright. The camera looks good today. What? Is it the same laptop?
It's my phone.
Oh, okay. All right. So can you hear me loud and clear? Maybe you need to move closer to your volume thing.
Oh, you can't hear me?
I can hear you, but not as loudly as we should be able to hear you. Maybe I'll turn the volume up on this thing here.
Let's see here. Media volume. How with that volume? Can you hear me?
Okay, I turned up your volume on the screen here.
Okay.
So yes, people. So tell us about your day yesterday. They said the first couple days, the first few minutes that you pop in, we should be saying what we're going to be talking about. So like I said, elderly care.
Mm-hmm.
I think you said something about you soaked your feet. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about Daddy. I drove to DC and back. And
Artisan
also
Fair.
Anxiety, social anxiety. Say again.
Artisan Fair on Saturday.
I said that as you were popping in. So, and then I'm Nubia, as they can see on the screen, and you are the pronunciation.
Hello.
All right. So let's get this party started.
Yes.
All right. So yeah, I'm in the attic. This is my it's not my new background. This is the original background. So if you go and look at some of the old videos that I've done, then people will see that I'm back up in the attic. It was really, really hot up here during the summertime. So now it's fall weather. My fan is going. Hopefully you can't hear my fan going.
No.
It's just kind of circulating air. And nice and cool.
Nice and cool.
So, you want to start off by telling us what was your yesterday, you said?
So yesterday, oh Lord, yesterday, it's amazing how many things you can do right, but then you realize there are quite a few things you're doing wrong. So yesterday I said, okay, I gotta make sure that we get Pop's ID up to date. So we're gonna go to the DMV and we're going to update his license from driver to just ID. And so we get there. It's a new location. Your papa's calling me. He's beckoning me right now as we're having this conversation.
I told you need to get him an attendant between 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Holly, how many times in a row have I told her that? Love. Yeah. Of course he's calling you because that's what happens. You can have 4 or 5 kids in the house, 6 kids, 8 kids, 10 kids. Nobody wants you until the phone rings, and that's when everybody wants you. So
I got the puppy outside. It's quiet, and my papa's calling me. Okay, so hold on.
Is he hungry?
He has food. Now he's hungry. Yeah, he wants one more thing. So let me just run up these things.
How you doing, Holly? She said I can hear you both. Good. And she says, God bless you both in Jesus' name. Thank you, Holly, for popping down. We missed you last week. Wow, what a beautiful chair. My sister has a beautiful chair, doesn't she? The number 8, figure 8. So yes. What's one good positive thing that happened to you this week, Holly? As you're typing it into the chat there. So yes, we have so many different things going on. So many different things, exciting things. Oh, guys, this is so cute. I have to show my sister when she comes back down. So I have blood thinner pills that I have to take. And so this is the first little trinket that I got to put my pills in. So you can hear it. chingling. And so that's cool. You know, I had it attached to my purse and stuff like that. And it's funny. I went into a restaurant and I went to take my pill, and this right here came unscrewed. And I was looking all through my purse. I was getting a little panicky. And then when I looked behind me, there was a little bit of the seat was like a bench. And this was sitting with the top off because this was attached to my purse. And this was sitting straight up with the pill still in it. I said, thank you, Jesus. Because I think I was in Boston, so I wasn't home. And I usually try and take it at the same time with my dinner. So that's really cute. But this is what I really wanted. I saw this later on. This is so cute. Look at
that. Adorable.
Also a pill thingy, majigger. So I was telling my sister, Hallie went to a pottery class yesterday. So that how fitting is that? It's going to fit right into what you have to tell us.
Yes.
So this is one of my newest things. This is so cute. I just can't wait to put my pills in it.
I
can keep one. I don't know. I can probably even, if I have to take it, I can put it right on my hand. Like, oh, pill time. This is what happens when you're over 50, right? You get the little things excite you. Mm-hmm. And when you wear glasses, you want to, I'm thinking, maybe I should get like a chain to hang my glasses right here. Mm-hmm. You saw our Nana maybe and Grandma T for sure.
Yeah.
Wore her glasses down here. So now it's funny because we're over 50 and it was like, maybe I should get a glass thing. So go ahead, tell Holly about thank you, Holly. She said it's pretty.
Hello, Holly.
Your thing at your church.
So let's start. Let's go back. We were talking about Monday and how I felt like I had everything together until I realized I had nothing together. Okay. So all right. So we go to the DMV, and now everything is you don't just go get a ticket and sit down. Now you have to input the information into the system. But before you do that, they ask you like multiple questions before you can get to what you need to do, right? So now I'm putting the information in, and I press the go button, but nothing's happening. So I'm thinking, okay, and then it goes back to the main screen, and so now I'm putting the information back in.
Was Daddy with you?
Yes. So keep in mind, you have to go through the process of getting ready, getting in the car to get there, and then getting out the car before do all this stuff, right?
The whole thing. It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. So we're in there, and I'm just not. I'm telling you, just me and the computer is not. Me and electronics, so it's not working. So I'm reading real slow just to make sure I'm reading it right. Well, come to find out, they only take appointments up until walk-in appointments requests until 10 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So keeping in mind, we're strolling in around 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and we ain't getting no appointment. So then the guy says, well, do you have your information? No. I'm like, yeah, I have his license. I have his passport. I have all these things, right? He says, okay, that's great. He says, so when they're all up to date? I'm like, he says, well, I said, no. He says, well, he can't get a new one. He can't get a new one without appointment. And he has to have his birth certificate. I'm like, he said, do you have that? I'm like, no. He says, well, so I'm going to make your appointment for tomorrow. And, as long as you can get the birth certificate or something up to date saying, he is who he is with a right date, then he can have his appointment tomorrow. So today is tomorrow. And his appointment's at 4 o'clock, which, praise the Lord, gives me some time to scramble around and see if I can find and it has to be the original birth certificate. It's like, are you for real? Like, original? You know how old it is? So I have all that military. I have all this military stuff, saying this, that, and the other. But original anything is going to be the trick, right?
Especially after the age of 83.
So we may have an appointment today, or we may not have an appointment for today. But the license was expired. I'm like, oh, well, it expired 2024. It expired 2023.
But isn't there a website that you can go to? I know that when the girls were getting their licenses and my son, they all went to the website and they have a list of things that you need that you can bring in. If you don't have this, you can bring this, like passport.
I brought the passport in. The passport was older than the license. I said, Lord, I am not doing my father justice.
I told you we need to get that redone because we never know if we got to flee the country because we don't know what's happening after today. I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, like Egypt Exodus? Got it. Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hold on.
You
So
coming with
yeah.
us, Holly? How are you coming with us? Because we don't. It's getting crazy out here. We don't know what's going to happen next. I know.
So yeah, so and the things you don't think it's important, like keeping in mind, 3 years ago, his stuff was like current, but you don't think I didn't think to check it because I usually have his stuff, and I don't really need it for anything, so I mean don't really check it for anything, right? Yeah,
Right.
so everything out of date. So now he gave me this wonderful sheet that says, he said, what state is your father from? I gave him the state. He highlighted that state and said, okay, you're gonna have to ask them for a new birth certificate. He knew already that I wasn't gonna have one today, but I'm gonna try to go through everything that I have to see if I can find something that says that's him.
You might have had to almost stay up till 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning last night, but then you wouldn't be
Honey,
bright.
no
That's
man.
good though, because you wouldn't have been bright and perky for today. I'm just saying, I know we're getting to the point where we're gonna have. Well, I have good stuff in the filing cabinet, but
It's like
we're all getting
right. It's time. It's after 7 years, purge everything. So that's where I'm at. I need to purge everything so I can get the things that are important actually back into the cabinet. I have no room in my cabinet right now. It's like filled to the gills.
I know you like me. I have like 1, 2, probably have 3, 4.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah. So that happened yesterday. What else happened? There was something else that happened. Oh, so I said, well, I said, you know what? No problem. I said, we can do that. So we're gonna go ahead and update your the power of attorney. We're gonna go ahead and go update that. So we plugged in the information. We went to UPS and we got to the store. I said, well, Pop, stay in the car this time. This way I don't have to keep getting you in and out, in and out. Well, not actually assisting him getting out. I don't get him out because that's not my I'm not there. So I actually had the guy from UPS, who's actually a notary, come out to the car. So that way he can initial and sign what he designed. So, but before I had him sign anything, I said, okay, this is what I have. I got this, but nothing has the right, everything is expired right now. He says, okay, well, we can't do anything until you have everything up to date. I'm thinking, oh, Lord. And you don't want to say today's a total waste day. So we just actually said, let's find something positive. I got 2 negatives right now. We're going to need a positive. I had already told him we're going to go and get a bite to eat. So we went to
That's always positive. That's always positive.
Getting out the house is positive. You get the fresh air blowing. Yesterday was 80-something degrees outside, so it was nice outside. Today is a wonderful fall New England day, so I'm loving it. Our high is not going to be any higher than like 78 today. I'm like, oh, taste and see that the low is good. Woke up, it was 65 degrees. I'm like, yeah. So, yes. So, and then in the desire to get my body back into strength mode, and health mode, I went to the gym. So, long story, that was earlier, but long story short was I need that. My body is like craving just some kind of movement, right? Mm-hmm. So that definitely helped out for today as far as me and my energy. And yeah, so that was my Monday. So how was your day yesterday?
Well, let me I think I'm gonna have to back up to Wednesday night. I'm sitting at home. I think I had a veterans appointment. So went to the veterans appointment and I kind of leave the house way earlier than I need to because of the drive to get there. And so I won't arrive like all anxious and stuff like that. Right. So I had the appointment. I'm not sure. Did I meet with my daughter? I think I had lunch with my other daughter because she's kind of in that same area. Got home and then that's a long drive and blah blah blah. Got home. I was like, I'm a clean up a little bit and I'm gonna go to bed early, which is something that us our maiden name is Fisher. I don't say something that us Fisher girls don't really. You and I. Let's just narrow it down to you and I, in case because our other sister is very, 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 very organized. Yes. And I'm not saying that we're not, but we're still working on it. Yeah. Because we come with baggage like husbands and kids. They're not baggage guys. Don't take that the wrong way. But we got all that stuff. So I put my pajamas on and I am in the bed. I'm like, whoa! I'm in the bed. I'm like chilling. And nowadays, when people say they're going to bed, that means that you're going to go upstairs and you're going to scroll the internet for 30 minutes on your phone. Or you're going to watch at least 3 videos on low volume, which none of us are supposed to be doing any of these things 1 hour prior to bed.
Right.
So it might be 10 o'clock ish, and that's kind of early for me.
Mhm.
And next thing you know, my daughters they're all so independent. My son still lives in the house; he's 18. For those who don't know, but for me to get a text from one of my daughters, it's like whoa, whoa, whoa. And I had just had lunch with one, so I knew it wasn't her. So the one that's away in school was like texting me, like not just like, "Oh, hello, how you doing today?" It was like this. I was
Oh.
like, "What the heck?" I'm sitting up in bed, probably reached for my glasses, tonsillitis, like to the point where she can't talk, and she's like holding in her tears, and then she's in a taxi or Uber. Sorry, she's in an Uber on her way to the hospital.
And she's not even in the same state.
She's at least 5 hours away. Well, it was 5 hours it was 5 hours today. I mean, usually when we travel like that, we travel like 3 o'clock in the morning to get to Virginia or whatever from New England. But honey,
DMV.
I called my husband and I said, the daughter alert. He said, you gonna do what? Now, keep in mind, I only drive an hour and a half to 2 hours max.
No.
And that's if my husband's at work and my son has to go to work. And so now me being like semi empty nester, I got to do this by myself. Now you've driven to Texas and back within 24 hours.
What you got to do?
So my father's always been the driver. My mom, they be putting the pedal to the metal. I threw some stuff in a bag, an overnight bag, because we got enough of them bags, right? I threw that bag in the car. I said, my son, he said, what can I do to help? He said, do you want me to go? I said, no, you have to work. You just stay and go to work. Even though I wanted somebody to go with me because it was dark. I wasn't used to traveling in the dark either. And I said, well, just get my water bottle. The big is like this big, it has all the labels. I said, wash that out for me, put water in it. And then I was just grabbing stuff. I got halfway to the gas station, halfway to the highway. And he calls me. He says, you forgot your water. I'm like, dang it. I said, okay, I can get water bottle. And then I got to the gas station, which I don't even put gas in my own car. Normally, my husband does that for me. I realized I didn't even have the charger for my phone. I was like, I called my son. I'm coming back. I got to get the battery charger and I got to get my phone. Didn't know how long it was going to be.
Lord.
So I got there. So I would have been on the road at 10:30, but it was like by the time I went home, came back, it was 10:45 on the highway. Girl, I was like in mama bear mode. Like I put down here mama bear energy. I mean, by the time you get out of New England, you already know we're in Connecticut because we're Connecticut Housewives. By the time you get from Connecticut into New York, it's like because you go from this many lanes to this many lanes, whatever, and you're tunneling into, and then you get into New York, and then the traffic stops. And then by the time you get to New Jersey Turnpike, you're smooth sailing kinda, and then and then you get to Delaware. Honey, by the time my daughter called me, because I'm like, how you doing? And she's like, typing me, still here, still waiting. She went to urgent care first. And they didn't take her Connecticut insurance. Homegirl had to pay $270 out of her pocket. Now she's a student. So thank God she even had $270 in her account.
That right there.
That's at the door. And then you get through the door and the next person says, oh, we can't see you. You need to go to the emergency room. First she said, I'll go tomorrow then. I mean, all this, I'll just go tomorrow. They said, no, you need to go to the emergency now. So she's like, well, can I get my $270 back? They're like, no, that's not our policy.
That's wrong. That's so wrong.
So especially, you at the person at the front at the gate, the person right out the gate, right there at the door, should have said, "Look, we can't." Anyway, we were.
Did they at least triage her? Did they triage her? Is why they think they can keep her money?
Maybe that far. I don't, but because she couldn't talk, she's texting. You know what I mean? So anyway, then she gets back in the Uber.
Shame.
And brings herself to the hospital, and then while I'm getting closer, by the time she texted me and said that they finished the procedure because they had to like put the needles down her throat, suck out all the stuff, and the same thing happened to her a year ago in the month of October. And at that time we were in Tanzania. And my son and I, we were all in Tanzania, like chilling, relaxing. And then I get a text from her. I'm like, girl, you have an aunt that lives 8 minutes down the street from you. Can you call your aunties? I think the one auntie was waiting to come and get her, at least so she wouldn't take Uber. But that's where I wrote down high anxiety and social anxiety. Because the millennials now they're like, Mom, you didn't have to live through a pandemic when you were in your 20s. You didn't have to be taken out of high school because of a pandemic. That's the whole millennial Gen Z thing. But so anyway, the thought of having to ask somebody for help it sends her into a panic, and some people into a panic mode.
But that's what I was telling you about last week, was how my daughter-in-law brought to our attention that we never asked for help, and we're older. And so, you know what? I took
I have to say your sector of family, because she's not in Connecticut. She's in Texas with y'all. So that's the whole y'all's family, because, I'd be sitting waiting for somebody to come, but yeah, because we did talk about that last week. But yeah, she was observing your family and your children and your husband and all y'all. But yeah, no, my kids don't have a problem reaching out basically to me but it's just the aunts that are in DC are the great aunts. Yeah, I know. You should send me one through the mail so I can at least taste it.
I will, but I'll make sure you get it. I'll make sure you get it by
the time I got there, it was 4:30. She called me at 4:30 in the morning. And I was like, I'm pulling around the corner.
Wow.
I'm pulling around the corner.
That's amazing.
So to get her there, and we won't mention any school. So I said, she said, well, where are you going to stay? Because first she said, Mom, you don't really have to come. I'm like, no, I'm coming. So then she's like, I'm in the car. We're talking.
We're coming.
And she's like, well, where are you going to stay? I'm thinking, I just drove 5 hours. I think I'm staying in your room. Okay, so it is. I mean, she does live on campus, so that's why I'm not gonna say any names. I'm not trying to get her in trouble, because she's so close to graduation right now. I'm like, I think that we could tell them and explain to them that you had an emergency and your mom drove 5 hours. So, but anyway, we're walking. I'm thinking that we'll walk into the front entrance so we can get in. She walked around the back alley of the college to the back door. There's no lights. She said, go past the first row of steps, and there was no other second steps. I'm like, where am I going? I'm standing. There's a tree. Standing under the tree. There's no lights, no cameras. And I was like, oh, mother of God, am I really being snuck in the back door?
I'm like, how do they even know there's a back door back there? How do they even know?
Because all the other students. But anyway, so then I'm like, I know she's not going to forget that her mom is standing at the side entrance with the skeleton and the cobwebs. So after a few, the door opens. I'm like, did you have to get the skeleton key? She said, yeah, I got the skeleton key. It was like, I mean, I'm telling you, it was like one of the used. You walking through and moving the cobwebs and stuff.
Lord.
So then she's like,
that's good though. That means that door is not used very often.
I know. So then she's looking to the left and she's looking to the right.
Yeah.
I'm really being snuck in.
Lord, forgive us.
I'm really being snuck in. But honestly, I could have called the aunties and the uncle. I could have, but it was like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. But so I did sleep in her room, in her bed for a bit, because she has like one room to herself. The beds are all pushed together. And then we woke up. She's like, I can't miss a class. I can't miss a class. My screen froze. My screen froze.
What?
It's trying to catch up to me.
Oh yeah, it did, didn't it?
It'll catch up to me, but as long as you can still hear my voice.
And I hear your voice.
So then, here I am. So then she was able to skip the first class because she talked to her professor. And then the second class just happened to be by video, so that worked out for her. And then I took her to get her medication, paid for that for her. And we had some soup, you know what I mean, so she could soothe, and because she hadn't eaten in 3 days.
Oh my Lord!
I don't want to be afflicted in that way, but Lord, I need to not eat for 3 days. Can somebody help me out here?
I'm only going to do that on a fast. So it better be for a reason.
Yeah, she had her soup, and then I drove to. She said, "What you gonna do now?" I said, "I'm gonna go over to the auntie's house, because look, our generation, we would, even whether it's my mother's side in the DMV area or my father's side in Maine, we would just bring a sleeping bag. Huh?
Guess who's coming to dinner?
Yeah. We would bring a sleeping bag, not bring a sleeping bag, whatever, and we would just show up, and it was like, come on in. have half my hamburger.
You know,
Yeah,
Italian sandwiches are girl. Hamburger on one side and Italian sandwiches on the other.
you're right. It was more like the Italian sandwich.
Yeah,
In the Portland, Maine area.
yeah.
But then I got to hang out with our 81-year-old aunt that we talked about last week, and we had a good time. And an uncle came in, and then other auntie came in, and I met our uncle's sister that I hadn't seen her like 40 or something years or something. So
Wow.
she said my name. What? I'm like, yeah. So that was fun. That was
Is,
fun.
is,
So
it the aunt, is it the aunt that braided our hair? That gave us cornrows that summer?
I don't know. See, you remember stuff I don't remember. It probably was. I don't,
See, and you don't want to say that you have favorites, but when they take care of you like that and love on you like you are like their blood,
Yeah.
you.
Hey, Sasha just popped in. Hey, girl. Yeah. Or she popped in for a few minutes. But yeah, that auntie her name started with a G. It was
That's the one. That's the one.
Yeah. Oh, she was so excited. She is all into the BTS. There's a Korean group. I don't know. There's a Korean pop group that's all the rage right now. I can't think of their name.
Well, there's one there's a pop group, but there's also like a Christian group, and they were singing Christian music, soulful Christian music. I was like, come on, sing.
Okay.
But yeah, so that was Monday and your Wednesday last week. So Monday this week, and then Wednesday your Wednesday of last week. So
and I came back home. I left Friday night and got home like 1:00 in the morning by the time the other auntie got there. And I stopped in Brooklyn to see the other auntie. I was like, I'm in the car. Going back to anxiety for a second.
Yeah.
I drove there with no problem. Even Holly saying, hi, Sash. I drove there, no problem. It was dark. But on the way back, I could see the bridge, and I could see the water under the bridge. Girl, talk about social anxiety. You talk about anxiety. My stomach clenched up just driving across the bridge. And I know that all these things are safe, but just seeing the water, and I don't know, usually my husband's driving or my son is driving or somebody is driving other than me. And I had this sheer panic that just kind of went over my whole body. But I had to keep driving, you know what I mean? And yeah, it's funny because not funny, but I was given pills for anxiety, and even the thought of taking the pill for anxiety, it gives me anxiety. So anyway,
yeah. I get it.
We were talking about seasonal depression last week, and that, I tell you what, that was hard driving back home. When I drove there in panic to get to my daughter, you don't think of anything else but your kid.
Endorphins. You know
Exactly. But on the way back, I was like stopping at every service thing on the side of the road.
Rest stop. That's good,
Yes.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
However whatever it took to get you back down the road.
Yes.
So I think it's amazing.
And stopping in Brooklyn too, that helped. And seeing our auntie. And I only meant to stop for a bit. But being in the city, like when you live in a rural area, like you're in a gated community, I would say it that way. And I have a driveway. When you go to the city, it's like there's no place to park. Because our aunt was like, "Well, come on." She said, "Well." When I got to her building of clusters of buildings, there was no place to park. So I had to like pull up behind somebody else who was illegally parked, and then hopefully I didn't get a ticket, which I didn't.
Thank God.
But that's the thing about being in the city.
Because they go around looking to get that money. Ticket for breathing.
I know, and I also had to go to the plaza beside her house, put all my luggage in the trunk, because you can't let your luggage be seen from the in Brooklyn. So she lives in a really good section of Brooklyn, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even our aunt lives in a very nice section. Our aunt and uncle live in a nice section in the DMV area, but you just can't leave stuff in the window because they say there's a high rate of carjackings. Let me tell you, sorry, I know so while my daughter was sitting in the emergency room, waiting for her turn, and she couldn't speak, she's just listening. A lady was sitting beside her, came from a very nice neighborhood, was driving through her neighborhood. I don't know what kind of car she had. Somebody stopped in the middle of the road and somebody boxed her in. They hijacked her.
What?
So I don't know why she even put her window down. I'm not sure if they had a weapon or whatever, or she might have rolled the window down like, hey, what's going on? And next thing you know, they're dragging her out. She said, take the car, take my everything. They dragged her out the car. They beat her up anyway.
Shut the front door.
They beat her up anyway. And I said to my daughter, oh my gosh, like how old was she? She said, oh, she was old. I said, how old was she? It's just, she might have been like 60. I slapped my daughter. I'm like, oh, in the name of Jesus, that's my age. You call me call people old in the 60s.
They box her, they box her in. The first thing you do is you push that button saying help. When you see the box, help. Got that nowadays all the cars, the newer cars have the 911 help buttons.
Wow. And so they say that there's an increase in carjacking. So when her and I were going to lunch that very next morning after she rested a bit and went to, got her stuff, I went down a road and it was like narrow, and the one car in front of me stopped. My daughter said, stop. I'm like, why? Like, I'm waiting. She said, because if you get too close to that car and somebody boxes you in, we're in like an alley type of thing. It was like a road, but it was really narrow, and you can't go around it.
Look at her being aware of her surroundings.
Streetwise, you know what I mean? Streetwise, it's 2 years in DMV here. You gotta,
Yes.
You don't have. So anyway, 4.0 is schoolwork, but she definitely tightened up on the street smarts. Because I'm like, what's the big deal? She said, and then after that, she explained to me about the carjacking.
Yeah.
The lady was beat up so bad that the MRA, So I'm just saying, pray for that lady. I don't know what her name was or anything about her, but just the sheer thought of having to give up thank God she still had her phone on her.
Yeah.
But anyhow, so that's my DC story. Made it all the way back to Connecticut. And then I started a volunteer position with a woman's, not a shelter, but a women's home for like I don't know what you call it. Like women they need a change in their life. They've gone through some things, and it's also nice. I'll say it that way.
Okay. So before you go to that, speaking of the DMV area, when I went to visit our aunt and uncle one time with my kids when they were younger, we went in to their beautiful brownstone.
Right, in a nice neighborhood.
Came one out, no car. Even back then, so I can even imagine now. I mean, there was no aggression; it was just no car. That made me so sad. Then they tore that thing up so much. As far as in the inside, like the whole column, the driver's, what do you call that? The steering wheel. Yeah, the steering wheel. The whole column there. It just looked like a mess. They located it like I don't know how much longer, like how many hours later, somewhere on a funky side of town. But I'm thinking,
did they take the seats out and steal your luggage, or was your luggage out of the car?
No, we were getting ready to leave their house, which means that everything we had was actually inside. So they just took the car. They needed a ride from here to there. I'm thinking, seriously, you just took my car for a joyride or to get you to the next destination? Great. At least burn the car up so I can get another one.
So did you have to keep that car, or did you have to take a rental car?
I kept the car. I mean, like I said, my kids were relatively young, so long story short, I needed transportation. So, and it wasn't totaled. So long story short is that car is still yours. Here you go. It's kind of grungy looking, but good luck.
What happens when that happens? Does your insurance do anything? Like what happens with that?
Just it was so long ago. I don't really recall. I just get home. Mm-hmm. I believe it was found during that time frame we were still there. Wow. At least within 24 to 48 hours. So we didn't leave right then, but we left when the car came back all raggedy looking.
Yeah, good thing you didn't have to miss a job, or you didn't have to that's
exactly.
And people don't understand if that was how maybe 20 years ago, the world was just getting worse and crazy. So And
I was in the military actually, so that I have a leeway because of the fact that we're in the military. Regular job may not be so understanding, but when you're states away from where you live, you kind of have to wait for something to happen. So that's what we did.
Probably have more leave days. Like that.
Exactly. So
that was an active reservist spot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, so wow, we have not hit a whole lot, but we've hit enough. But we're already at it's like 33 minutes or 31, 34 minutes. So I still wanted to talk about on Friday early in the morning. I dropped my car off to get a hitch put on so I can get pops so I can get the lift put on the back of the car, which I have an appointment for next week.
Mm-hmm.
Good thing is they're going to come to the house. So that's one. I'm trying to speak quickly so I can get it out. Also Friday, I had both grandsons, 2 under 2. That was fun. That was so much fun. Yes. So we had some floor time yesterday, or Friday, put the toys out and have a blast. And I love it that the 2-year-old grandson, he signs. So if I'm taking too long to feed him, he'll tell me, eat. All right. And so I said, oh, you want to eat? He said, yes. So then they give him the food. He says, thank you. I'm like, that's so stinking cute. So yeah. So that happened. But the almost 8 month old, that one, you put him one spot and he's like, where'd he go? Like, where'd he go? He was just right there. So I had to extend my pad on the floor out to further out, so that way he'd have more, crawl space. Because that little boy, he goes from the padded part to the you know.
That's funny. There was a guy on Instagram who had his wife. I got this, babe. I got this. He turned as soon as the door shut. He turned. He's like looking for the baby.
I saw that one. That was he was all over the place.
Looking over the banister. That's funny.
And then on Saturday, I'm trying to get through it all. I'm so sorry, but on Saturday our church had our annual artisan fair, which was amazing. So
Yeah.
out of like 411 that actually registered, approximately 309 was the last count that registered and actually signed in. So I'm
Wow.
like, wow, that was what a blessing. So
You hear
we had
that,
to be
Holly?
there.
I wonder if Holly's still on because she said she went to a pottery class. She would have loved it at your Texas church
Oh,
on
wait.
Saturday,
So
Friday.
So I'm going to go over some of the things were actually there as well. But it started at 10 o'clock and it was supposed to be over at 4. It ended up being over at 3:30 because we had intermittent rain. And at 3:30, the Lord opened up, 3:40, the Lord opened up the gates, the windows of heaven. And it just poured out a blessing. We were like, thank you, Lord, so tired. But we had to be there at 7 o'clock in the morning to make sure that everything was set up and make sure that all the technology was technology, right?
Was Tekken. All the
Yeah.
technology was Tekken.
Uh, So, oh gosh, and thank the Lord. I mean, it worked out. We had a brief class on Friday as far as how to work the registration because I did registration this year instead of like a booth. And all I can say is once you got the feel for it, it got whole lot easier. We did registration and sign in, but we initially after a certain point we kind of had one registering and then one signing in, and we had two booths doing the same thing, which means it made it go a whole lot faster. It was amazing. So there on Saturday, I have it written down here so I wouldn't forget. We had soap makers, we had pottery, we had candle makers, we had woodworkers, we had basket making, basket weaving and basket makers. We had regular weaving. We had I put down canning, but I can't recall whether or not we actually had the canners out there because I didn't do a whole swoop around all the booths. But canning is normally what we have there as well. They had community outreach, that would give you a welcome and tell you some of the things that were going on and blah, blah, blah. We had let's see here. We had the sewers. The sewers had, were doing aprons and clothing, and they had some of those who were doing the quilts and stuff like that. We had music. We had what else? We have. I have it on here. Oh, we had live something brown makers. Oh, we had a broom. We had broom makers. We had the broom makers there from Waco. They came. They came. The couple.
Wow.
Yes, yes.
Did our childhood friend come there?
Not this year. She didn't make it this year. But we're
Okay.
gonna go, and I love the fact that they come. They come. Their church came and supported us. They come every year. Whenever we have one, they come, and vice versa. So we'll go later on in this month, and we'll go support them. But we also had we had food. They had food there. They had a petting zoo. They had a jumper. They had arts and crafts for the kids, and that was a combination of the zoo, the jumpy, the arts and crafts for the kids was like $10, which was amazing. They can go in there and jump around as long as they want to, and petting zoo, and the arts and crafts. And they also had this is so much more. But those are just some of the things that they actually had on there. And I went all the way to like P as far as like A to P on my list here as far as things to do. But our community is working toward being self-sustaining is what we're going what's going on.
You gotta have
So
your flyer out there so we can put it up and that people that's in your area can go and see.
absolutely. So this year, every year we have it here in San Antonio,
Mhm.
Texas. So, but because we were blessed, there are going to be some changes as far as how it's going to be done and where it's going to be done. But right now, it's still San Antonio until the Lord says the same, and Pastor says time to go somewhere else. But yeah, so we're so excited about what's happening and how it's getting better every year. And so I told you I wasn't doing the pottery this year. I actually did the pottery and donated my pieces, to the church, so that way they can sell it and use it for what they need, right? Unfortunately, I did. Did I tell you that your pieces didn't make it through the kiln?
My pieces?
Yeah,
Girl, I
you
don't
and
even
I.
remember. You could have
You,
almost kept that to yourself. I don't remember.
I know, but I have to. I cannot tell a lie.
No, but I don't remember
I
at
can't
all.
tell a lie, but I'm trying not to tell a lie.
Yeah, no, I don't remember even what I had, so it's okay. It's all good because I don't. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but one of the ladies that actually purchased a piece came over to my registration sign-in booth and said, "I have your piece." She said, "I bought this for you." I said, "I'm so So it looked good. They had it. I didn't wasn't there for the whole glazing process, but just there for the whole letting it cure and then the going to the kiln. It has to go through the kiln twice. The first time is just going through like naked, and then the second time is going through with glaze on it. I just keep missing the glaze process everywhere I go. Darn it! But it came out beautiful. Had brilliant colors to it. So excited. So no, I didn't take pictures. Like I said, I was focused on registration and signing this year. But but I'm just so excited. Oh no!
What?
I tried to swipe the phone call coming through. Did you hear it?
No.
I had a phone call coming through, so I was trying to swipe it. You tell me decline, and then I lost the whole screen. I'm like, no, where'd it go? But yeah, I'm back. So
Oh,
yeah.
no,
Uh-huh. But yes, so
you know.
that's what happened. That was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So on Saturday, I had text my kids, while we were at the fair and say, "Yeah, come on over. We'll play a little tennis, right? Watch you guys. Maybe I'll play a little bit. Come on over." So I got no reply. I'm thinking, darn, all day long, no one. No, usually they reply back something, whether we can't make it or we'll be there this X amount of time, whatever, right? But I got no reply. Honey, can I just tell you, I have never been so happy in my entire life not to receive a text or a phone call about I'm coming. By the time I got myself home, because we couldn't have our cars in the parking lot at the church because we go to another location, so that way
Right.
whoever comes in has plenty of parking space, right?
Right. Makes sense. Yep.
We're waiting for
You
a car. We're waiting for the bus to come the van to come pick us up at 3:30 in the afternoon in the rain. And we're all so tired, so thankful, but so tired. So by the time we got to
Were
the
you soaking,
location to
soaking
get our
wet?
car,
Were you soaking wet also?
no, not soaking wet, just damp, just moist.
Mm-hmm.
So got to the car, and I had every intention on going back to see if anyone else needed help. But once I got to my car, I was ready to go home. Oh no!
Look, 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 look who just popped on. I just texted her.
I don't have my computer up today, and the FedEx guy just pulled up in front of my house. I know it's for my husband. He's waiting for a pair of glasses. They came in
Oh,
and stuck a sign on. Oh, hold that thought. I'm right here. I can bring you with me.
it's Miss Winters. Go ahead. I tell you what, we talk about me being an empty nester. I got my empty nester part down. She's on the live. My dad is calling her from upstairs. The UPS guy is dropping stuff off, and
This is definitely not. This is not eyeglasses for sure.
yeah, no, that was like boots or shoes.
This man, it's like, what do you want now? Good Lord, talking about me. So
We have 43 minutes. Get to the BlackSeedBitters I have on the screen. Get to and then say hi to Miss Winters.
Hi, Miss Winter, love you, girl. Ling, ling, ling. So, okay, so I am so excited about this. So this is sour sop bitters, and
Girl, that stuff is nasty. My husband bought that same thing. And nasty.
no, it's nastier than nasty. Actually, nastier than nasty.
That's
So,
like prison war nasty. Like you don't even feed it to your enemy.
and here's the black seed bitters. Black seed bitters.
Okay, I think the BlackSeedBitters is nastier than the other one.
Let's just say I don't know. Nasty is what nasty tastes like. So long story short, it's nasty. So you can't really.
You said you had to get past it. What'd you do?
But the worst part is when I took it, and when Papa and I initially took it, I didn't realize how nasty it was going to be, and so I took mine because it said take 2 tablespoons of the sour sop. and take 1 tablespoon of the black seed, right? So I'm like, okay, no problem. So I get these little cups, one for me, 1 cup for me, 1 cup for Pop.
They came together? It came as a set?
Oh no, I purchased them separate, but the same company.
Okay.
So they did have them. I don't know. Long story short, I believe it's separate. Same day, separate. So we put it in like little cups, right? And so I took mine.
Who's we? Who's we?
Pop and I.
You and Daddy? Okay.
So I took mine. I'm like, that is really gross. So I said, okay, Pop, your turn. He said, it's gross. He said, it's gross. I said, yeah, it is. I
Did you
said,
say
gross. Gross. So he says, so it's nasty? I said, yeah, it's really nasty. So I said, go ahead and take it. He's like looking at it like, I don't know. I said, don't be a mamsy pansy. He said, mamsy pansy? I said, heck yeah. So he took it, right?
No, you didn't bully our father into taking something nasty.
So that was our experience. And so I figured, you know what, black seed's gonna be cool. I've had black seed before, black seed, no big deal. But I never had BlackSeedBitters, right? So when I took the tablespoon of the BlackSeedBitters, I'm like, let this be nasty too. I have 2 nasty things, right? So it was so gross. But he cowboyed up. He took both of them just like I did. And can I just say that
within how many hours?
Let's just say the next morning, Pop woke up and he was.
The Constitution was good. The
Constitution was excellent. But yeah, so I'm thinking, well, they're gone. I didn't go. So I took it the next day too. But this time, on the second day, I said, there ain't no way. After we took it, I went online to Amazon right away. The first day, I said, I want to do this, but there ain't no way I'm taking this every day. So went to Amazon. After hearing somebody on TikTok, I want to say high five and shout out to her, but I can't remember her name.
Oh, girl, you gotta take notes. Give people a shout out.
You know what? So
wait, so while you're looking, Miss Winter said, I just got mushroom hot cocoa. Tried it last night. It's supposed to be helpful for sleep and bloating. Did it work, girl? Did it work?
Did it work?
That sounds like something I got. So you open it up now?
So it's already open.
This is my new pill box, guys. It was so pretty. So pretty.
So after hearing the lady talk on TikTok, I said, oh, she did this and she got this. I'm doing it too. So this is actually vegan empty capsules.
I thought you were going to say you put it in a smoothie or something. Okay.
No. So and this one, it comes in multiple sizes, but this size, can you actually see? It says 00.
Yes.
What's the 00 size?
Pick one up and hold it in your hand. Let me see it.
All right, so let me just zip it up because I already have some falling out already. Okay.
Girl, what you got, a million? There's a million coming there?
Girl, it's like a quadrillion.
Okay. Miss Winter said I slept good and no belly aches today. Good, awesome. I needed
no belly aches. So for me, this is actually 1,000 in here. Yeah. So I don't even feel bad if if you fall on the floor or whatever. Oh, good. You know what?
Miss Winters, take a picture of your mushroom hot cocoa and send it to my sister or myself.
Yes. Can you see this? Can you see this size?
Yeah. Put it on your pinky finger. Put it on your pinky finger. Yeah. Okay. We see.
Yeah. So I open these things up. It's so nifty, and it's funny because I was MacGyver. The first time that when these came in, they came in like the next morning. So I was so excited because I knew that the next time I would have it, I could put it in here and not worry about it. Now the only thing about these is because they're soluble, it's going to melt. So long story short, is you take it, you put it in here, and then you take it right away. It'll get real soluble. Well, I'm glad you asked. How did I get it? So I have this little jar right here, right? And it just happens to have one of these little squeezy thingies. Yeah, syringes, right? And you take it, the dropper. So easiest way is probably to get a tablespoon, right? Not a tablespoon, but get a table, one of those little cups.
Hold it up to the camera.
Okay, so I'm just pouring it into the lid right now because I didn't bring over the what's it? Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead. I just take the little dropper, put it in there, right? They want you to have X amount, so I ended up having like 4 of these capsules. Where's the opening? I ended up having like 4. Okay. So big part, you just drop it into with a dropper. I try to fill it all the way up to the rim if I can, because it's not going to be it's not going to be too
Okay.
once you put
Then
the
you
once you
gotta
put the
drink
other
that
one.
fast. Or it's gonna melt in your hand.
So not going to melt that fast, but it's going to be perfect when you see the space that you actually have left on in it.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I would take it right now, but I don't have my water here. I've wondered overnight whether or not I can put two in here or not. No,
Mm.
you only do one. So I'm gonna take it fast. Like right now, it's not soggy yet, but it gets real soggy. Like I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna time it. We'll see how long it takes
Oh,
to get soggy.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
'cause, it's one of those melts in your mouth, and also in your hand if you hold it too long. But yeah,
Right.
so and I just do four of those, and I pop them in with water. And I'm
Uh-huh.
telling you, you could do it easily every day without having to worry about
I'm trying.
about it getting gross. Well, that being so gross. Because there ain't no way I could take that. What? Oh, rice, yeah, the mushroom coffee.
Thank you, girl.
Thank you,
Thank
girl.
you, girl. I'm trying to cover her name. Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
Yeah,
that's
I
how
need to go back and try it again. But go ahead.
I'm telling you. This is the way. This is the way. This is it. It's gonna be the truth for me right now, and it's gonna be the life for me right now. You
You're
know.
wearing like got you. Got you.
Thank you, love, for allowing me to use some of your words there. But
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
But yeah, and right now I can feel it getting a little mushy. But I'm kind of curious as to how long you can hold on to it before it gets. I wonder if I can actually fill up four before it gets like totally dissolved. But right now it's still kind of intact, not bad at all. I don't feel
Uh-huh.
no leakage anywhere. But like I said, I probably have enough time to do at least 2 to 4 of these before I say, oh, I better go ahead and get it down the throat. Yeah, not bad,
Oh,
not bad. Still holding.
uh-huh.
So take them this
Well,
way.
I think I accidentally blocked Miss Winters. I hope Miss
Oh
Winters trying to
Lord.
type emails. I think I hit the wrong button.
Listen, we're learning, and we'll say, "Sorry, Miss Winter, we love you. We'll get it right. Promise."
Right.
Yeah. So, see, okay, now I just holding it like that. It just kind of buckled. So that
Oh,
was
you better.
probably yeah. So no. Oh, there ain't no way I'm gonna take this right now. That's what we're not gonna do. No, no, ma'am. This is my grandson's picture to me. Let's see what see what that means. Okay, we'll put it right in here for now because it's going fast. So like that. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to tell you about. I think I got everything covered that I wanted to get covered. How about you?
Let's see. So we talked about the trip to the DMV. We talked about
Uh-huh.
social anxiety.
Uh-huh.
Social. Let's see what she said. She says, "Yes, I drink the mushroom coffee, and I also drink an ashwagandha and marshmallow tea in the evening. I slept amazing. I need to start taking my ashwagandha at night. I don't have it in a drink form. I have it by pill.
Goji,
I
right?
think I showed it last week.
The
Um,
goji?
ashwagandha.
Yeah, but ashwagandha made by goji, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Mhm.
Oh, I think Miss Winters. I'm sorry. I had to figure out how to un hit the wrong thing.
Lord.
Yeah,
Don't be
yeah.
blocking my other sister.
Girl, by accident. So you talked about the black seeds bitters. You talked about sour sop. So what did we? There was something I saw about collagen. Oh, that collagen is good. That if you go to make a shake or a smoothie, you can put this. I think they said it's better to take the collagen in a pill form than to take it in liquid form. But look, I got some. I need to just use it on up. Put it
Yeah.
in my smoothies. I need to do that
It,
today. As a
it,
matter
waste not, want not, sister. Waste not,
of fact.
want not.
Exactly. Oh, I don't know how to unblock our sis. But so we talked about all those things, and let's see. Um, yeah. Oh, how was your gym time? How was your gym time?
Man, so this day was good. So on last week when my husband was watching, Pop, I went. Can I just tell you that my calves burned for about 4 or 5 days? I have never had any kind of a muscle burn that lasted that long. Burns us.
Okay. What about your shoulder?
But you know what? I know it's a good burn though. It makes you want to come back. You know you're getting something done.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yes, indeedy.
Yeah. So we talked about, okay, so you said you did some shoulder stuff. And what about soaking your feet in magnesium? You said you soaked your feet in
Oh,
magnesium.
that was yesterday. So I soaked my feet because my feet. I was laying in bed, and you know how you have those like silk sheets in there. It feels so good, right?
You're going all the way there. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell it. You know what? Tell the truth, shame the devil. So I put my feet in. My feet went on the sheet. I'm like, oh, that's not great. So it actually caused me to actually feel my feet to see how accurate they actually felt. And I said, you know what? There is no way I'm going to sleep on these sheets with comfort if I don't just soak these feet of mine. So can I just say I soaked my feet in some magnesium flakes, and it
Where's
says for
that bag? Where's that
magnesium.
bag? Next time, show us.
You know what?
Every
I actually showed you that a few episodes ago. But I can bring it on for next go around.
next time.
Yeah. But yes, magnesium flakes, hunty, 20 or 30 minutes it says soak. When I
Mhm.
took out my girls were so wonderful. I have like a little
You put
it's
that's
like a
funny.
little it's like a little scraper, it's like a sand scraper, but it actually has a handle on it, so it looks like kind of fancy, not just sand,
Next time
not
you
just
gotta bring all
sandpaper,
those feet. Seems how
you
you went
know.
all the way there. I can't. I feel so bad that I blocked our sister. But so we talked about today. If as far as we're winding down here,
Uh-huh.
we're almost close to an hour. So we
Yeah.
talked about I me volunteering at a women's center, which is me going to be that's going to be weekly on Saturdays.
Uh-huh.
We talked about a quick trip to DC because I had and I was in mama bear mode. We
Yes.
talked about how the millennials and all them have high anxiety and social anxiety, but I also did the same thing, driving my car over the bridge and looking at the water below me. Um, let's see. We talked about your self care. You soaked your feet in magnesium. Next week
Yes.
you'll show products. We got to get
Yes.
our sister or somebody to show us how to put the. We need to be getting some look. And Amazon need to be throwing us some pennies because we be mentioning them every week.
I need to have some stock in Amazon. I think I do I have no, I need to get some stock in Amazon.
You know, we all do. We all do because that's like it's like Stop and Shop, Aldi's, Costco. Oh, and let's make sure we get our stuff from Amazon. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like it's like
Hello.
every day, every week
Oh yeah.
thing. So, and
Oh.
we mentioned BlackSeedBitters,
Mm-hmm.
sour sauce,
Yeah.
your gym,
Mm-hmm.
and the only other thing I wanted to say before you forget what you're
Art,
gonna say
artisan fair.
is that and we talked about the artisan fair.
Uh-huh.
Yes, was I when I was with the women on Saturday. Um, there's only a certain amount of they can only watch like good Christian solid movies, nothing that's going to be like triggering or whatever.
Nice.
We all need to go back and watch War Rooms. Go
Oh
back and watch
yes.
War Rooms, that movie, and then I because I paid for it, I got a chance to watch with before it came off the net. You know, when you rent a movie, you have like 48 hours to watch it or complete it.
Well,
So I can't.
do you have PureFlix?
I don't have Pure Cook.
Oh, because I know they have Netflix, but they have PureFlix also, and it's actually on there.
Oh, well, you still have to probably pay for it, or is it come with a subscription?
Oh, I pay monthly for it.
Okay, so yeah, so well, I had to pay $3.95 to watch it, even though I've already seen it. And my husband and I watched it over again. To sometimes you want them to watch it for the male parts, like yeah, you watch this part because you need. And I'm like, I wanted to pause it when it gets to the part where I'm supposed to be doing my part. It's like, honey, go get us some tea. But it does remind you of how much we need to be praying for our own spouse.
Yes.
That
Yes.
was really, really, and we already know those things,
Yeah.
but it was a nice reminder to get back on our game,
Uh-huh.
So yeah. But I wanted to say to our friend, our sister, I'm so
Yes.
sorry I accidentally,
Hmm.
you know.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyhow, so
Mhm.
so I did see on Instagram there's a I got her her whole name's up there. I just said sorry, sis. That's what her name is in the thing.
Okay.
Uh,
Who
so she
government?
it was Shades of Sisterhood. So I like this. What I'd like for it to be a nice, safe place for sisters, for women
Yes.
to get together and to just talk and to learn and to share. And on there, she had a post and it said, "Shout out to anyone and everyone who's speaking good about us, speaking good about each other. You know,
Amen.
and they're speaking good about you behind your back. That's what I'm talking about. Speaking good and supporting you behind your back. Like, do all
Yes.
these things not only in my face, but do it behind my back too." So I thought that was a really interesting post. So shouting out the Shades of Sisterhood on Instagram, and it says, the objective is working together, networking, and speaking good of each other in conversations. So that's what and again, Miss Sasha, tell us when you're ready to have when your book's almost all put together, and we'll have to have you come on live and talk to us.
Yes, love it.
Yes, yes. So, man, you know what? When you do these things, make sure you be careful of what button you hit, because next thing you know, you're knocking yourself off and
people you love,
your favorite people by accident. But I'm getting the hang of this thing. I just have to figure out how to undo that now.
Oh, Lord.
What we have for now, and thank you all for showing up, and we'll have another good presentation. If you guys have something that you'd like for us to talk about, hit us up in Instagram or put it under the comments after this video is over with.
Yes.
But yeah, we totally appreciate you all, for all the people who have subscribed. I made I'm at 500 on what's my channel, Nubian Queen Nation. I was in DC calling all the aunties. I was like, give me your phone. We're going right straight to Nubian Queen, and I'm subscribing him. And so the Auntie G in the DMV, she also subscribed too. She was like, we got to have her on talking about the Asian pop, Korean pop.
All right, yeah, love to hear that. Love it.
BTS. So if anybody doesn't know, they're international. I like it how when we do our awards, we say we're international. BTS is truly international because they are in every country. Some of our artists win awards. They're not international. They're known really popular in the United States, but not like BTS is.
And then we're not to exclude the male population as well. I mean, we do say sisterhood, but we're inclusive, never never exclusive. So
right, we're inclusive. So I had another saying, that same saying that I had at the end of one of my other videos, but I don't know where it went to, so I'm not going to try and disconnect this by accident. But we appreciate you, and I thought that if I did this, like our cousin Dr. Lowry did, that it would. You have an iPhone mechanism thing?
Oh no, ma'am.
So if you do have an iPhone, I guess it would make hearts or something like that.
If you get close enough on the iPhone and doing the heart, it'll actually create the hearts going up. Your hearts.
Yeah.
So we don't have that. You know your Android when nothing happens.
Androids matter.
That's right. So we want to say click like and subscribe, and peace, love, and blessings. Amen.
Amen. All right, you're gonna make me do that last. Let's do what I just said. Let's see here. There we go. All right, you guys. Can't say we are definitely the girls next door. We're not the
Facts.
but we're influencers to Jesus, right?
There
and
you
we
go.
matter to him.
Jesus matters.
Yes. So we love you guys. Thank you for showing up. We thank you for keeping your phone on, Miss Sasha, whether you're at work or in the car, wherever you are, and Miss Holly. And thank you to our sis, Miss Winters. So I gotta figure out how to get it back on. I sent her a message really quickly, and she jumped on like hotcakes. So
I love it.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Okay.
Ciao for now. Call your sister and tell her I said I apologize.